back. I'm Billy. He's Stiller. In the studio with brand new Comet head coach, Gary Graham. Gary, welcome back to town, my brother.
Thanks, Bill. It's a pleasure to be back in town.
I didn't have your mic on. Start over again.
He doesn't have his phone. He's screwed up today.
Yeah, just messed up, man.
That's all right. That's all right. At least he took accountability, right? That's what I try to preach with the players. No, it's a pleasure to be back in town, and at least Billy's taking accountability for his mistakes still.
Yeah, no, I don't often do it, but when I do it big.
Yep.
How's that?
Fair enough.
We got a text comes in that says, "BS Coach, please tell me we finally have players in the dirty areas in front of opposing goalies."
Well, I think he brings up a great point. I'm 10 games in, and I think the biggest thing is, guys were too much on the perimeter last year, just initially taking a look at the film. And, to score goals nowadays, teams bat it down on the defensive side of the puck so much that you just got to get inside the dots, is what I like to say. You got to get to that gritty, greasy area. And, you got to have a nuts and bolts, a steak and eggs approach to the game if you want to score goals, especially in a league like the East Coast where the goaltending is so much better than what it was in the previous leagues that we were in. So, you got to get to those areas. You got to find players that are willing to do it. And most importantly, you got to work on it in practice.
Tell us a little bit about you, Gary Graham. Give us a little personal of who you are.
Well, the two things I'm most passionate about in my life is hockey, number one, and fireworks, blowing up stuff, number two.
Pyromaniac.
I think a lot of people know that about me, and I'm not just a hocky guy. I generally love the NFL. I've been enthralled by the NBA playoffs. I've been watching, following the Pacers. I think that was a great series. I just generally love sports, and I've just been a student of all sports. I find myself sitting down and just watching anything just to kind of study it, and that's just the way I've always been. And obviously, this opportunity here to coach the Komets is a dream of mine. But it's something, this is my 11th year coaching this upcoming year. And if you would have asked me 11 years ago if this would have probably been in front of me, I would have said no. But the reality of it is that I'm just always staying in the moment. I talk about the precious present, and I've just made the most of every opportunity at the given time, and never really looked too far ahead, and just things have fallen into place. And this job is just the result of a lot of hard work and commitment.
We talked to your boss, one of your bosses, Michael Franke, yesterday at about this time. And he mentioned the advice given you by his brother David a couple of years ago when he said, go get some head coaching experience. So you go to Pensacola, what do? You get a championship. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it worked out great. We had a great group of guys down there. I'll never forget, after we won that Central League championship, I was in there with my exit interview with David, and, it kind of was getting to a point where, we were both looking at each other, and like we both kind of knew it was time. I just needed help getting that opportunity. There's a lot of great coaches out there, a lot of them, and there's only so many head coaching jobs out there, Billy. So you need somebody to open up a door for you. And fortunately, Pensacola was that organization to do it. And once I got down there, I told them, I said my total commit was to create a winning culture down here. We did it. We had a lot of adversity. I'm proud of the fact that we did it the right way. I led the league in call-ups. I promoted my guys all year long. I opened up a lot of doors for my guys. I had guys in my lineup at any given night. I didn't know what my roster was going to look like, but we still found ways of winning. It was tough. It's tough, and that's what the East Coast League is all about. It's a developmental league. You got to provide outlets for these guys to move up, but when that happens, you can't look at those moments when you lose key players like a Maggio and Ryder. You can't look at those, with anxiety and tension and negativity. You gotta pat them on the back, support it, but most importantly is you got to show the rest of the team in there that we're not a one-man show. We're going to win as a team. So if that guy gets called up, we just got to find a way of coming together.
So new Comet coach Gary Graham, and you know what? You are just the best guy for the gig now to replace Al Sims. I'm so happy about this. But tell me, have you pinched yourself yet to realize that you've been handed the reins of the second oldest franchise in minor league hockey, the long storied history of these Komets, and now you're the HMIC now?
It's funny because a lot of people keep saying that to me. That it's still. I know I had the job, Billy, but I'm not nervous about it in the least bit. And the only reason why I'm not is just because I've never been nervous in these moments before.
That's awesome.
And if I was, then I probably wouldn't be the right guy for the job.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's just a business approach at this point. Recruiting started yesterday at the press conference.
Yeah.
We're building, a solid network of guys. I was already talking to a former Comet player that's extremely connected with a lot of Division I college coaches. We're talking to Denver and Union and Colorado College and some other universities and seeing, what's on the horizon there for some of their graduating class. And, just a lot of phone calls are getting made. And again, there's a lot of work to get done. And, once hockey season starts, that's what it's going to probably sink in.
And you know what? As Michael Franke pointed out yesterday when we were talking to him, You've got one more championship than the Komets do in the last 12 years.
Yeah, it's a neat thing to say that I've been a part of 4 championships in 5 years, but again, you know, 3 of those 4 had a lot to do with the great organization in Fort Wayne, and you know, I won't forget that. You know, just to be a part of those was awesome, and you know, I learned from a lot of great players. But the other thing too is you learn from coaches you study against. I mean, that year we won the Central League. You look at the 3 teams we beat, 3 solid coaches:
No
Scotty
question.
Hillman in Missouri, Joe Ferris in Rapid City, and Kevin McClellan, this great coach in Wichita. So you know, matching wits and putting game plans against solid coaches like that and having success. That was big for my confidence going down to Pensacola.